Manchester City 2, Manchester United 1. Man City have beaten Man United in the FA Cup final to win the FA Cup. They have won the double and the treble is officially on for Man City. We didn't get the job done, United fans, unfortunately. 2 goals from Gundogan, and we're going to have to talk about it today, guys, because in my opinion, those 2 goals were avoidable. Even though those 2 goals were avoidable, we did get beaten by the better team. And most United fans were going into this match prepared mentally to be beaten, but hoping to win. And we got beaten by a better team. And in truth, Man City didn't even really need to play that well today. There's a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about De Gea's performance. There's question marks over his goalkeeping for me today. The way that we were outplayed in midfield today. And like I said, the treble is on. How good is this Man City team? How good is this Man United team? What does Ten Hag need to do in the summer? There's so much to think about, so much we can talk about as... If you're not... As usual, before we get into the conversation, guys, smash the like for me. Welcome back to the channel. It hasn't been a great day for United fans, for us United fans, but on this channel, we're going to try to be impartial. We're going to try to talk about the game as we see it. You know, yes, we're United fans, and yes, today wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day, and to see our rivals, let's be honest, they are our rivals now, potentially go on to win a treble, it isn't a good, doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. However, if I'm going to strip all of that aside, the way that Man City are playing and this Man City side, they're a good side. Let's be honest, guys, they are a good side. But yeah, let's get into it. Smash the like, turn on the notifications, share, you know, do all of those things. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a good day, having a good week, apart from today, obviously. The lineup, I mean, let's talk about the lineup quickly. The manager went with a compact lineup. He wanted to flood the team with midfielders. He played, rather than a winger, a traditional 2 wingers, I guess, and a striker. He decided to play Bruno, I guess, on the right. More midfielders, perhaps more possession of the ball. That's what he was thinking. I'm glad he played Fred. I think he needed to play Fred. And I have been saying a few times in a few videos on this channel that Eriksen, as good as he is technically, the tenacity and the pace and power of the league is slowly catching up with him. He's slowly showing that he's half the pace off when it comes to his passing, when it comes to his reactions. He's just half the pace off. And in my opinion, I think in some of these games, we should have actually started Fred. So I think the manager did the right thing in starting Fred today, guys. But, you know, as we can see, Man City this is a great Man City team. And we can go through the lineup and say, I would have started this, I would have started this player, and I would have started that player. But in truth, I reckon even if we started our best team, this is a good City team. So let's be honest. They didn't need to go into third gear to beat us today. But anyway, we go on. We talk about the game. Grab yourself a drink. Let's talk about the game. 13 seconds. 13 seconds. Like, you see, I don't understand, because you're just sitting down, you're getting your drink, you're getting your snacks, you're like, okay, cool, let me just start getting comfortable into the game. Let me get into the game. Let me, you know, let's see what's happening. And then what? I don't want to, how? It doesn't make sense, because I'm going to watch the go back again, right? I'm thinking, okay, there was no intensity. And I've said this many times with United. We start games well in terms of, most of the times, in terms of monopolizing possession. Not against the top teams, but against most teams. But we never, even if we do that, we never start with intensity, as in straight to the ball, first to the challenge. We don't do that the way that I see that Arsenal and Man City, when they, soon as the whistle blows, they're intense, they're into the challenge. And if we started the game with the required intensity, I don't think that happens. I don't think Gundogan gets the chance. And as good as the strike was, and believe you me, that strike was a wonderful strike from Gundogan. And a lot of people are sleeping on Gundogan. And I'm going to go out and say Gundogan is the best midfielder in the league this season. And if he doesn't win the Player of the Year, I mean, yeah, he's my player. He's the best player in the league this season, I think. Maybe I'm not thinking too clearly, but right now, I can't think of many players who've had a better season than Gundogan. And the way he caught that ball, it was so sweet. However, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Could De Gea have done better? Because he was rooted to his spot, and I'm thinking, could he have tried to at least dive? Because it wasn't exactly in the top corner. It was a sweet strike, and it was. And I don't know, guys. Tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm being harsh. But as good as the goal was, I think De Gea, once again, he's just caught off guard. He's caught flat-footed. Be on your toes. At least dive for it, Man City, after that, completely dominated the next 10 minutes of the game. United didn't touch the ball, playing the usual triangles, moving the ball, comfortable on possession, dropping the shoulder. Stones just stepping into midfield. The way that Stones, it's so underrated the way Stones steps into the midfield. And it was just pissing me off the way he was doing it. But, after a while, United started making slow progress into the game. You started having more of a foothold. Casemiro started finding Bruno, and Bruno Eriksson started moving around a bit more. De Gea still going long, and that is a problem, and that's always a concern. We can't play out from the back. We don't really play out from the back really well. We don't know what to do. We don't know what positions to take up. We don't know where to go. When certain players are marked. If you're playing out from the back and you're marked in a position, you got to move. You got to always have a contingency. We just don't. We look clueless when we play out from the back. And most importantly, I don't think we have the players. I don't think De Gea has the ability to play. He's not comfortable at doing it. He can't even kick the ball long accurately. And like I said, we couldn't monopolize possession because we weren't allowed to play out from the back, and we couldn't play out from the back. So De Gea kept going long. We couldn't keep hold of the ball, but we still made a little bit of inroad. Man City weren't as dominant as they were at the beginning of the game, and that led to, of course, Grealish's handball. And now let's talk about Grealish's handball. 29th minute. When I saw it, I was thinking to myself, what could Grealish do as a neutral? And of course, I want the penalty, But as a neutral, guys, I don't think that was a penalty. And of course, it was given, but I'm thinking, I've seen those this season not given. And once again, I'm talking about consistency in VAR decisions. Where's the consistency? We've seen those in this season not given. We've seen those this season given. And I don't know what sort of precedence this is going to set. Grealish didn't know where the ball was. So I understand what you're saying, but it still hit his hand. So the rules need to be clearer for me, and the way they're enforced just needs to be clearer. Maybe that will help. But I don't know. That penalty was harsh. Either way, for me, I'll take it. We took it. Bruno scored it. Did it change the game that much? Not really. United had a chance. Varane's volley, the volley from the corner. If Varane scored that, maybe the game changes. I don't know. But the game, Man City just totally dominated us. There's nothing more to say really than that. As the game got, to be honest, as the game got more scrappy in this first half, United actually got more into the game, and that played into our hands when we started fighting, when we started battling, when we started getting into their faces and they started reacting and they started fouling. It seemed as if we were getting somewhere. Sancho was getting a bit more of the ball. higher up the field. When we counter-attacked, we felt like we counter-attacked a bit more with purpose. And I felt like the game was, especially towards the end of the first half, the game was, I wouldn't say evening out in terms of possession or anything, but at least United looked like they could go on and do something. However, as we know, second half, United didn't start well. United don't start well, actually, in second half. So I've said this many times. I don't know why. We're just very lackadaisical. We're just lethargic when we start second half. So I don't know why. But we're going to have to talk about this Gundogan volley again. Because De Gea. For me, and thing is the fact that De Gea does get a hand on it, but what annoys me, about that goal is the slowness and the fact that it bounced, I think, twice, and the fact that the ball was floated from the corner, so nobody closed him down in time. So the fact that the ball was floated from the corner, nobody closed him down, and everybody knows, everybody saw him score the first goal. We know how good this guy is technically. He doesn't have many weaknesses as a midfielder, Gundogan. And the fact that he didn't hit it cleanly, it comes off his shin, and the ball rolls. I'm like, surely De Gea can get across and save that. Surely, am I being harsh? Am I being harsh on De Gea? Let me know. I don't think I'm being harsh. I think as good as can we hit his shin? Can I say the strike was good? At least he connected with the ball. Let's say that, right? I think De Gea should have done better. And when I think about this season, right? And when I think about Maguire and De Gea in the Europa League final, or quarterfinal, I believe, that when we got knocked out. When I think of De Gea now, and perhaps a more alert goalkeeper, maybe Gundogan's first shot could have still gone in, but a more alert goalkeeper would have dived, and in the second goal, a better goalkeeper would have just got across, got across. Maybe he saw it late. But how reflexes, goalkeeper doesn't need to see it from 2 miles away to make a save, you can maybe argue that point, I guess, but I don't know, guys. I think United need a goalkeeper this season or next season in the summer transfer window. But like I said, Gundogan's goal, I'm questioning De Gea. As good as Gundogan is as a footballer, I have to question De Gea. Eriksen came off for Garnacho. Eriksen ran out of legs, as he usually does. Garnacho, the kid, was a bright spark. He tried, he tried his dribbles. He tried to do something. But in the end, we just huffed and puffed. We just didn't do enough. And we have to be honest, Man City deserved that victory. They deserved to win. We couldn't keep hold of the ball. We didn't have players who are confident in the midfield. We're not a team that plays possession football. And it's also quite worrying. I hope it's not by choice that we're playing this way. I hope it's because the players we have at our disposal and the manager utilizing what we have, while we are playing a pragmatic style, more a style closer to, I guess, a more Klopp rather than a Pep possession-based football. And I'd like to see more possession-based. I'd like to see players who are press-resistant, who can drop a shoulder. I mean, look at flipping, like I said, they're what's his name? Stones. For Man City, the way he was dropping the shoulder and just playing out in midfield. And we do have Martinez who can do that, but we don't have a lot of players who can do that. We need ball-playing midfielders who are comfortable on the ball, the Luka Modric of the world. What's his name? The guy that we tried to get, my mind just gone blank, from Barcelona. You guys know who I'm talking about. Those sort of players who are just comfortable on the ball. Those are the sort of midfielders we now need to get so we can play that possession-based football, so we can bop the ball around. We don't have those players. Eriksen doesn't have the mobility. He has the passing ability, but he like I said, he's just a pace off. As Casemiro is a great CDM, but he's not exactly somebody who's gonna drop a shoulder and dribble the ball out either. We don't have a player who can bring the ball from the defense all the way to attack. We don't have a player like that who can carry the ball at all. And we need those sort of players. We do. I'm going off a bit in a side tangent, but that's a thought. We do need those sort of players if we want to play. But it depends. Like I said, what I see from this manager is that he wants to play a more pragmatic style of football, because maybe that's what he thinks the Premier League needs. Or maybe that's what you think he needs to win the Premier League. Maybe he thinks he doesn't have the time, the patience. Maybe he doesn't want to play the Man City way. Or maybe, I don't know, who knows? But I'll be very, very curious to see what this guy does in the summer in terms of what types of players. Because if we're getting players like Mason Mount, and I don't know what you guys think, comment below what you think about Mason Mount. He's one of those sort of players who's just 6 out of 10. He's just decent at everything. He's not special at any given thing. And he's like another Bruno, and Bruno's decent, but we need an upgrade now. We need players who are better than the ones we have, and I don't think Mason Mount is. I mean, he's more mobile than Eriksen, yes, but I just need better. I need someone who's world class. I mean, I need somebody. My thinking is this: we need to be better than Man City, right, in order to beat them. So if you're not good enough to play for Man City, or at least get into the squad, or be considered, then I don't want you. And I don't, Mason Mount, I'm not a big fan of Mason Mount, for instance. So I'll be interested to see, maybe, of course, the type of players he gets will be dictated by who buys a club, if the club is to be bought. And I've tried my best to stay away from that circus, because one day this guy puts in a bid, the next day another guy puts in a bid, and this and that. And it's just such a farce. I'm thinking, you know what? Just wake me up and let me know when or if the club is sold. That's it. Just let me know. I don't want to just do this clickbait news circus about who's. Just let me know when it's done. Cut me out of it. But I do want it to be sold. I don't want the Glazers anymore. That's clear. I don't think any United fan wants the Glazers. But yeah. But anyway. City outplayed United. They deserve the win. What can I say? Our midfield didn't have grasp the ball. When we had the ball in attack, their defenders closed us down. We didn't really have too many ideas. We huffed and puffed at the end, but we just couldn't blow their flipping castle down. And boy, it is a castle. It is a castle that they are building. They're building an empire. 3-peat, about to win a treble, biggest rivals. As annoying as it is, sometimes you got to step back and say, do you know what I'm actually seeing is good football. I'm seeing history, so I'm not going to be bitter. Let me just enjoy it. Yeah, let me just enjoy it. Flipping heck. There you go, guys, man. That's my thoughts on the game. We got to go again. Let's see what happens in the summer. I'm going to do more videos on my thoughts of the season, breakdowns and analysis and that sort of thing a bit more. I'm going to try to do different things, see what we can do. Probably start doing more watch-alongs as well. That's what I'm going to start doing. I think it's probably easier to do watch-alongs, easier for us to watch games together, and me and you guys have conversation and just go back and forth while the game's on, So we're going to start probably doing that next season as well. So there's a lot of things in store. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Like, you know what? If you get beaten by a team that's so good and this good, and you got beaten by a better team on the day, sometimes it's like, I wanted my team to win. Of course I did. But I expected my brain, my logic expected City to win because they're better than us. Let's be honest, they're better. And they won. So while I'm disappointed, yes, but better team won, we move. Top 4, third place and a trophy. And don't let any of them, the Arsenal idiots, tell you it's not better than finishing second, because it is. Yeah? We go again next season. I'm going to do more videos. Well, let's keep it moving, guys. Have a good weekend. Have a good week ahead. Smash the like, turn on the notifications, share this video. Let's do this, man. Let's grow the channel a bit more. Big up yourselves, people. Big up yourselves big time, yeah? Cool. Love. Peace out. If you're not